Hello, this is Postdoc Chronicles, week number 34. Let me fix the lighting here. So, as you can see, I'm now by the window. So, my room is located at the second floor. And yeah, right now it's supposed to be summer in Johannesburg for like the months of December and January and stuff. But yeah, every like 4 to 5 p.m. It's like there's like a storm. There's like an Armageddonic weather going on. But yeah, anyway, this is a very nice space that I have here. So basically, just beyond these curtains is my room. But there's like a little space by my window. Okay, where I this is where I if I read from my Kindle and stuff. This is where I stay. So I look at the view outside and so on. So I'm gonna sit here while it's raining. It's nice. Okay, but anyway, yeah. So last week I was in Port Elizabeth. So it's like a city far south in South Africa where the Indian Ocean meets the South Africa part. And in fact, in the hotel where we're looking at, so we're down south. If you look, I look at Google Map. If you look straight across that ocean, Antarctica will already be there. So basically, first day that I went there, on our way going to our hotel on our accommodation, I saw that there was a McDonald's. Okay, and so I went to the McDonald's place right away, and yeah, the McDonald's is overlooking the ocean that I said what is connected to Antarctica, and then I've got to say that's the best McDonald's I've ever been, with a nice view and stuff. But basically, this workshop or conference that I went to, it's called HEPP, HEPP, High Energy Particle Physics. And from what I've learned, Johannesburg, at least the Wits University and IFEMBA Labs, the SA CERN program, they do that every year to cater the results and the current works of the PhD and MS student that are currently in Witwatersrand. So basically, in that workshop, I didn't have to present anything, but Deepak said I have to go anyway because he said usually if the entire particle physics group is going somewhere, then of course I'm particle physics, I should be there as well. Okay, so we went there. We arrived there last Tuesday. I wanted to go to the mall because there's a video game store there, BT Games. I wanted to buy a souvenir, but then the Uber going to that place is insanely expensive. If you convert it to Philippine peso, it's like around, I don't know, 600 pesos one way. And then going back, I'll be paying like more than 1,000 pesos for my fare alone. So I decided to, just stay in my hotel. Okay, but yeah, basically during this conference, it was a 3-day conference which started Wednesday and then Thursday, Friday. But yeah, by the way, before I talk about the conference, when I was riding a plane on the way to Port Elizabeth, there were actually I rode with these three Cebuanos. I think they were seamen. Yeah, I had to talk to them because they were like speaking in dialect. They're like, oh, I was so used to in South Africa. I never expected to hear my own tongue being spoken. But then yeah, here these guys are speaking in Cebuano, and then I came to them and I'm like, hey, you're also speaking in dialect and so on. And they said yeah, they're from Cebu, and then they're actually seamen. So seaman, okay, not seamen, but there are three of them. But anyway, yeah, so the boat that they're assigned to, it will pick them up in Port Elizabeth. Okay, and yeah, they're gonna be there. And then they ask me, how about you? What are you doing here? I'm like, I'm doing my postdoc in physics and stuff. And then they're like, good for you. It's not very hard work. And yeah, I didn't reply to that. But yeah, it's you can have an endless debate whether one type of job is harder than some other job. Yeah, you can argue that our job is simple, we just sit down. But yeah, it involves a lot of thinking. So yeah, so there are some people that gets tired, just thinking about complicated stuff every day. So it really depends on the person, like for example, my father is a carpenter, and I look at him doing when I was in elementary, he made some hollow blocks. Man, that's some hard work. Okay, but again, there are some people who find the nature of our job, which involves a lot of sitting down, but thinking a lot, to be hard. Okay, but again, on the other hand, some people think it's not. In fact, sometimes when I go home to the Philippines, I have these aunties, who tell me that, hey, Good for Marvin. He just, sits down all day facing his computer, and then, yeah, some people think it's easy, but yeah, anyway, so maybe it depends on the person. But yeah, those guys, they said, good for you. You're just sitting down doing stuff. But us, we had to ride this boat and so on. Yeah. So, but anyway, yeah, we rode the same plane going to Port Elizabeth. And then from there, like I said, we arrived like around noon. I didn't have any lunch, so right away I went to this McDonald's place, and basically the entire day stayed at my hotel and then had my dinner at my hotel, which is called the City Lodge. Okay. And then, yeah, during the conference, since I didn't have to present anything, what I did was I continued working now on Deepak's jet substructure variables, because the next step that we're going to do is we have these peaks, we have these distributions that are peaking on the SUSY masses that we want to reconstruct. But the problem is the peak is not very high. Okay, so in other words, it's not very efficient. And so what we want is we could either introduce some kinematical cuts, and but the thing is, if you do that, if you introduce some kinematical cuts, what will happen is that it will improve the signal, but then it will make the peak smaller. Okay, and so we're doing this other technique that involves jet substructures. Okay, so you look at some variables involved in the structure inside the jet, and then that will tell you more which of those jet substructure variables are correlated with the mass, and then you look at those two specific variables. So basically, there are two specific variables we're looking at. So one is the n subjettiness, the other one is the ECF2, energy correlation function. So basically, this ECF tells you how many prongs or how many legs your fat jet has. Okay, so it will have a structure. Maybe it has some mini jets inside. So the ECF2 will tell you that. So we're now looking at these variables, and then yeah, Deepak has this. He wants to do some specific additional condition in the rivet analysis, whether or depending on the if the jet substructure variable is within the range of the mass that we want to reconstruct, and if they are less than that. And what we're gonna do is we're going to manually, transfer some of the events, some of the peaks from the depending on the value of the jet substructure variables that they have. Okay, yeah, but so I've been doing that. So during the conference, I was just like in my laptop, simulating stuff, writing some rivet analysis. But yeah, it was a very nice workshop. Overall, it kind of it's kind of like a SPP in the Philippines. So we have in the National Institute of Physics, we have the Samahang Pisika ng Pilipinas. We also have that yearly, physics conference. But this one is specifically catered to a particular subgroup, which is high energy particle physics. Okay, and so yeah, the students there were presenting the results and stuff. We get to scrutinize them, we get to ask some questions, and then yeah, the food was good and stuff. And then but Friday night, yeah, I had to go home uh early. I would have wanted to stay, like Friday night and then go home like Saturday morning, but the funding agency told me no, you take the flight Friday night. So I did that, and then yeah, and then I came back like last Friday evening. Okay, but yeah, so that's where we are in our analysis. So right now I now have in overleaf an outline of the paper that we're going to write, and hopefully this month, the entire month of February, I'm gonna focus on that particular paper. Hopefully I get the draft within this month. I have now a working draft, and then I already get some results from this substructure variables that we're trying to study. Okay, but anyway, that's Postdoc Chronicles week number 34. Here's some last look at the my view in Johannesburg, and I'll see you for Postdoc Chronicles week number 35. Thanks for watching, and bye bye.